When you truly understand what is at stake, and your journey has prepared you to surmount the insurmountable, then shall I honor the promise made in another time, another age.
Wow. That whole cutscene. I'm gonna have to watch that a couple more times because it's so powerful, and I want to play it in conjunction with the lyrics to the Answer song because there's so much there. I know that everyone said that there's like layers upon layers upon layers of meaning in the Answer song, but for that to be the song that was played over the 10,000 years of life is just so powerful and heartbreaking. And I can see why, you know, originally they were thinking of it being blood, but I think I prefer the blackness in the sense that it's not, blood would be too literal, whereas blackness kind of represents more of just that, the ever-growing and ever-present weight of suffering and weight of trudging through muck and mire, you know, of the world. And so I'm actually really glad that they switched it to black, because I think that it's kind of darker and more figurative than if it had just been plain, you know, blood. That's crazy. Yeah, it's both in the weakest moments, because she's been in and out of this whole story, but that she's had so much that she's had to do. And so I get the answers. No, no, we didn't get the answers. We got heart wreck and trauma and pain, and we know more. Okay, just because we know more doesn't mean we got all the answers. We don't have the answer on how to save the world, except that we gotta go find Meteon, and we gotta put Meteon down. We gotta put Meteon down. Oh my gosh, what a absolutely insane journey. Insane journey. Black could represent the change in Meteon, the attempts at despair to take Vana. Yeah, I mean, she did. Meteon did. I was half expecting the sky to be like on fire and everything to be destroyed, right? Like we just walk out and everything is just corrupted, and there's giant black spikes through the whole city. I don't know. But no, the Meteon turned kind of black and white with the depression and sadness and despair. I think despair is such a good word for this, with the despair. And that despair is just, you know, coating Heidelin, but that internal strength that you kind of see in the glowing of her eyes is what carries her forward to just take that one step after another. And that kind of reflects on the situation with Emmett Selk and Hades, is that it's not about winning, and it's not about proving power. It's just about putting one foot forward and taking that next step. I know people who can't get over the fact that this cutscene was more metaphorical representation of the final days instead of a literal one. I thought it was really, really powerful. Really powerful. So you can see the flashes as moments of rejoining that literally undo her long work and the point of her existence. Oh! That's okay. So I knew that there were flashes there you go, and those flashes were big hits, but I didn't connect that was moments of rejoining when the Ascians were kind of trying to undo what she was doing with the fracturing. One of the things that kind of confused me, and I was trying to figure out, is that according to the storyline that I knew of at the time, and this is absolutely could be me, so bear with me, is that I thought that the order of events was that they summoned Zodiark. Zodiark stopped the final days, but the planet was in destruction. They summoned, or they fixed the world, but Hydaelyn or Vana realized that they weren't ever going to, or that they couldn't go back into fixing everything, and so she fractured the world with, the Hydaelyn, because it was like Hydaelyn's creation was to fracture the world and to lock Zodiark in the moon. And so it sounded like, Zodiark probably already existed when that group of people were praying to Zodiark. Zodiark had already been summoned, and that they were basically going to sacrifice themselves to Zodiark in the hopes of returning the world back to the way that it once was. And Vana was like, no more death, no more sacrificing to try to avoid suffering. Suffering is a part of things. And so that's when she then did the fracturing, which was the Zodiark and Hydaelyn causing the fraction. So she has to keep going so that you can fight your fight. The hardest part of the 12,000 years is seeing all the suffering she has created as a byproduct of mankind. Yeah, that's exactly what I took it. Garden of Earthly Desire story. As Hydaelyn, she took on the will of the stars. So every calamity that is wrought upon the world hurts her and weakens her. They fix it once it's happened again anyway. So they were going to do it again, but... to try again, but Vana stopped them. She understands that if you make it to perfection, there's nowhere to go. She saw that they would just keep sacrificing themselves to bring back what they had lost. Right. Zodiark was summoned in exchange for 50% of the Ancients, and Zodiark fixed the planet for another 25%. The Ancients wanted to sacrifice all new life on the planet in exchange for Zodiark bringing back the dead Ancients, and that's when Vana stepped in. Oh, yeah, okay, that's the piece that I was missing, right, was that I forgot that they were going to, all the new life that the star had, they were going to sacrifice all of that for the dead Ancients, so... Right, we just keep sacrificing more in the hopes of getting back what we lost, except that the sacrifice of more to get back what you lost is then more of what you lost, which then you sacrifice more to get back what you lost, but then you get more of what you lost, and so then you just it's spiral. It's spiral. It just keeps spiraling out of control more and more. So yeah. It's representational. Which the representation of her walking through all of the different people suffering is just crazy. Just crazy. Oh, we're literally going back. What? I wanted to talk with hold on a moment. So if we go here, I was hoping we could talk to Reen or somebody, or Lena here. Copium's what's keeping me playing this game, all right? Otherwise, I'd be too sad. There's Lena. Hey, Lena. Is everything okay? Reen has told me about the final days. Though it pains me that we cannot aid you directly. At the very least, we can ensure that we are not a burden. Should the destruction reach us, you'll be prepared. So pray, do not worry about us, and don't think of your own task. Okay, I was wondering if she would have... But I guess, to be fair, we've been gone, 30 seconds, right? We walk in... Maybe a couple minutes, right? We walk in, we have the whole conversation, we get sent back in time, then we come back in time. That's the whole thing with time, is we actually haven't been gone at all. We've been gone for just a few minutes, so we really haven't gone at all time at all. So I must live, die, and know. Man, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's pure suffering. Pure suffering. I gotta watch that cutscene like a dozen times more. I know that when I'm editing it, I'm gonna watch it a bunch more, and I've got to do it with the lyrics of the song paired with it, because I know that it's just way more I mean, I'm wearing the Ancient's robes because this is you know what we came back in, right? We have to prove that we knew what we knew, right? I'm gonna at least wear this for the beginning when I'm talking to Kryl, because this is representative of our journey. Okay, maybe this is our own you know, representation of where we've been and what went on. How will she believe us that we went and visited the Ancients if we're not wearing the Ancient's outfit, right? We gotta prove what we know. Mari, you are so cool. I love the lean emote so much. And Harsh and everyone else just find some pillow to lean up against. But nothing bad was gonna happen. Not to Vana, not to Heidelin. You have a knack for turning up exactly when needed, and this is no exception. Oh. Man, but no, you can't tell me anything terrible has happened, all right? I got my own terrible story, and it's only gonna get worse, okay? This is my turn to be sad, all right? You don't get to be sad because it's my turn to be sad. I'm not a flasher. There's no cut down the middle, all right? These are like Jedi robes. Jake, impeccable timing as always. I'd heard you were off to the first as part of our efforts to investigate the final days. Though as so often seems to be the case, while you were away, we had some few developments, which we can discuss in just a moment. For now, however, I cannot tell you how wonderful it is to have you back. Well, at least somebody appreciates that we returned, all right? Carry our song. Man, I'm gonna have to just go listen to Answers a bunch more after this, aren't I? Aren't I? I got time. I got a little more time. So have you learned aught more of the final days? Oh boy, have I. Happy little bird became despairing little blackbird and lives on the edge of the universe and is attacking the planet and killing all life because there's no other life in the universe. But wouldn't that end up being that then Metea is the only life in the universe? But I guess technically she's not quote-unquote alive because she's a familiar, but she is alive because consciousness and what's alive depends. Anyway, that's getting real complicated. And the journey was well worth the risk. No doubt your newfound knowledge will be a great boon to all of us. Unfortunately, during your time on the First, events here have taken a turn for the worse! Scions are running themselves ragged trying to contain the spread of blasphemies, but it's a losing battle. To try and ascertain the where and why of it, Eorzea and Alphino have been traveling all over. Of all the regions they visited, Locus Emeonis is one of the worst affected. Thancred, Estinian, and Graha took a detachment of allied soldiers there to offer aid and succor to those in need. But the province is vast. They only managed to visit a handful of coastal villages. It was an accomplishment worth celebrating still, but a drop in the bucket at best. In the meantime, Ystrola and Master Metea have been making a concerted effort to establish contact with Heidelin in the Ethereal Sea, but to no avail. As for Tataru and I, we've been keeping a close eye on the Forum. From what we gather, they've been constructing a vessel to ferry people to the moon. An ambitious project that has likely been years, if not decades, in the making. However, since we've seen no sign of it thus far, I suspect that it's still incomplete. Yeah, it's what they're building deep down in the center of the planet. They're basically just gonna, it's a rocket, it's gonna lift up and destroy Charlian in the process. You also recall the proposal issued by Master Forchenon to the people of Razadhan. Following their discussion, Vitra declared his support for the plan and urged those who wish to evacuate to accept the Forum's invitation. So far, so good, but that's where things get a little strange. Apparently, the Forum caught wind of the lunar teleporter in the Tower of Babel and decided to use it to deliver people to the moon instead of their own mysterious ship. So now they're going to Garlean. Therefore, to secure safe passage for the Hanish refugees to the tower, Alphino, Alize, Estinian, and Graha traveled to Garlemald not long ago. Trouble is, the capital was hardly the safest place to begin with. And now, the final days have come to Garlemald. Shortly after our friends arrived, they were sent to rendezvous with Master Fortuno. Then panic broke out, and our communications were severed. From what fragments we were able to make out before the link shell went completely silent, we only assume the phenomenon has spread to the capital. Oh, jeez, I just realized. Where is Xenos in all of this? We still gotta face off against Xenos at some point. Bro, I'd completely forgotten about Xenos. Like, Xenos is gonna show up. I'm gonna be like, hold up. All right, we got way bigger things to deal with first. Take yourself, go hang out on the moon for a couple of years. We're gonna clean up everything else, and once everything else is settled, then you and I can face off. All right? I just need you to hold your horses for a while. I'm sure he's gonna show up when things are just absolutely the worst, though. The others need you, Jake. You must help them. He's washing his hair. I mean, he do got some nice hair. Just saying. Got them long hair. Is that why Tataru is wearing her Garlemald outfit? Having you there will make all the difference. I'm sure of it. Camp Broken Glass was their first port of call, so you'd best start there. Hopefully Lucia will know where they are. There's no telling what you'll be walking into, so you best take every possible precaution. Oh, great. Great. More of the world is on fire. Not the happy music right now. Whoever's playing this music, turn it off. We're in terror mode, all right? We're gonna be in this mode for a while. It pains me to send you off alone into the unknown peril after you've just gotten back, but 12 willing, you won't be alone for long. I'll be sure and let Thancred and Y'shtola know you're back. At least they're still responding to their link pearls. Thancred and Y'shtola are still on Thavnir? No, Y'shtola is with Master Metea doing research, and Thancred and Urianger are doing stuff. Oh wait, I gotta go in here. All right, ready for a nap? No, there's no time for a nap. Get that nap business out of here. This is a good spot to stop? This is a good spot to stop? Are you kidding? How do I stop right now? Oh gosh. I don't know that it's possible to stop, all right? I don't know, what time is it? Oh, it's 10 o'clock. Now is a good time for stopping. Oh gosh. Okay, you know what? We're gonna go to Camp Broken Glass and we're gonna stop there. I'm just gonna see, not gonna talk to anyone. Just gonna see what's going on at Camp Broken Glass. It's fine. We're not gonna talk to anyone. We're just gonna take a look around. It's not even streamer struggles. If I wasn't streaming, I'd be sitting there going, oh man, I gotta know. It's gonna keep happening now forever. I said it. As soon as the Meteon story happened, then we're gonna be sitting there going, I gotta know. Ah, no! No! Now it's raining fire up and it's fire and ice. It's literally Game of Thrones fire and ice all at once. What the actual mess. Oh man, it's gonna jump straight into a duty. Ah, I can't fly here yet, can I? No, I can't. But I should be able to unlock all the flying stuff here. Shouldn't I? I think I can unlock the flying stuff here, which would allow me to fly then, so. What I might do is between this stream and next stream is see if I can unlock flying. And that way we can get around a little bit easier. I think this person is one of the people to do for flying quests, and there's some others. I've started a couple others, so. I stopped once in my first playthrough after the low pro section, and you did the rest of it in one go? What? What a Chad. All right. This is a mess. Just learning. I did have some suspicion that if they learned that there was no life in the universe, that could cause Meteon / Hermes to snap. But what I didn't think far enough out was the even worse situation, because somehow they always find worse, is if there was life, which would be better, except that all the life was dead, so it's worse. How? And that because they are so deeply ingrained into, like, made from Dynamis, which is like emotional, that all that death and pain and suffering caused the snap. And I think, even though it's kind of makes him villainous, I hyper respect Hermes for his all-in character, where he's just all in. This is the line that I needed to I'm not gonna cross, you know? I'll believe whatever it is. Yes, he may have asked a faulty question, but he held his conviction of that question. And when the answer came back, having found life wanting, he's sold into it. Now, obviously, we have to oppose him because that's good, but I can still respect that he didn't crumble or cow or even really complain. He didn't really complain. He wasn't like, oh, you know what? This is unfair. It's not right. There should be something else. He was just like, is what it is. Is what it is. So, yeah, the characters stay true to themselves and their beliefs, and I think that's very fair. But if you're watching these as videos, I hope that you enjoy, and if you're new here to the channel, you can sub as we continue to work through a lot more of Endwalker. We still have not hit the second trial, so there's lots more to go. And if you see Xenos, say hi and let him know that we will eventually kick his butt. Not yet. There's other things that are more important first. And that will make Xenos very happy that he takes second fiddle to to everything else that's going on. But if you see Xenos, let him know. And we're going to end the stream here. But I'll see you all in the Discord. Have a great one. Thank you for coming out. Bye.